Our day here at Kevara Farm begins at 5 a.m. In poultry farming, we always have a routine, a daily routine, in that if you do certain activities at certain time, you must do those activities at that time which you have set. Because these chickens normally get used to the routine, so if you dare change anything, it means that your chicken are also going to get stressed, and then they will also change in production. So the feed that we give to the chicken for the whole day, we always divide it two. So in the morning we give the biggest percentage. For example, if at all you're giving your chicken 100 kilograms, so what we do in the morning, we give 65 kilograms, and then in the afternoon we also give 35 kilograms. When we wake up, the first thing that we do is to switch on the light, because when you switch on the light, the chicken wake up, and they wake up in that when you put the feeds and then they begin to feed. We go and measure the kilograms that we are supposed to give, and then we put the portion which we are supposed to give. We give water as well. For water, before we sleep in the evening, we make sure that our drinkers are clean, so everything is set. So what we do when we wake up, we switch on lights, we give the feed, and then we also give water, and then we go back to sleep. And then the next thing that we do at around 8 a.m., the collecting of eggs begins. Because when you give your chicken feeds when it is still early, the advantage is that you're going to collect most of the eggs in the morning hours. Because for us here, we are a deep litter system, we are not doing cages, so you have to make sure that every after 30 minutes you go in to collect the eggs. When you do that, first of all, you will stop the number of damaged eggs. These birds, they have some boxes which they like. So most of the chicken enter at the same time and they lay many eggs. So you will find that a bird which comes last, it is going to lay eggs, and if the eggs are many, you will find that the eggs are getting damaged. So to avoid that, you have to keep on going in the chicken house every after a few minutes to collect the eggs. And then another thing, these chicken that you're seeing, they eat eggs. If an egg gets damaged, they will eat it. And when they eat one, they will develop a habit of eating the egg. So before we continue, we have an activity which is going on today. Let me take you inside this chicken house where we are having the chicken which we are growing. There is an activity which we are doing. So let me take you inside the chicken house where we are having these birds. By the way, they are about to lay. Right now we are in the 18th week and we are expecting eggs any day. So let me take you inside and we see how these birds are doing. So we are here in the chicken house. As you can see already, we are in the chicken house. And if you look at the floor down here, we are having a lot of feathers. This is the first sign that your birds are about to start laying. as you can see. So another thing that we do in the morning, when we wake up, we have to remove all these feathers. So we get a broom and we keep cleaning this chicken house. If you do not remove them, these birds are going to feed on them. They will be feeding on these feathers and their crop is going to get full and you may lose some birds because of that. So what you have to do, you have to keep cleaning. There is something that we are doing, that's where the noise is coming from. So you keep cleaning, removing as much as you can. So normally when we are not collecting the eggs, we come here and then we start removing these feathers. You may not finish all the feathers, but try as much as possible to make sure that you reduce these feathers which are down. Right now they are going through a stage what we call a molting, so we cannot avoid it. And then as you can see, all our feeders are raised. This is our feeders are raised. So you're supposed to do this in order to avoid contamination of the feed. Because when these chicken are bathing, and then the manure down falls in the feeders, when these chicken feed on that feed which is contaminated, they will be sick. They will suffer from postbiosis. So that's why we raise all these feeders, and that is what we are trying to do this side. You remember we expanded. We have some chicken down, so the feeders have not been raised. So it is what we are trying to do right now. And right now it is in the afternoon, and as I told you, most of the eggs are got in the morning hours. So in the afternoon, you find that we have a lot of time, a lot of free time. So that is why we have decided to do that in the afternoon when we have time. So these feeders which are down, as you can see, the feeders are down. This is so wrong. It is very wrong because the chicken can suffer from postbiosis. So we are trying to raise them up. So that is what we are trying to do. This is what these boys are doing. They are raising. So, and then another thing, these poles which they put here, they help because the birds rest here. When they are resting here, that is, nature is taking control because these chicken like climbing up. So that is another advantage of putting this. So if you cannot put this, you're supposed to put perches in your chicken house. Make sure that these chicken can always climb up. And then another thing, if you do not have enough space down, it helps some chicken to be up. And when they go up, it means that they are creating some space down. So the birds are going to lay eggs so well and you will make a lot of money. Chicken are growing up so well. You can just have a look at them. We are expecting eggs very soon. Right now we are in the 18th week. We are in the 18th week, and remember, we told you that these birds start laying at 18 weeks. So I'm just warming up for eggs. I'm so eagerly waiting. I can't wait when I will see the first golden egg. So you can see, you can just look at their comb. And another good thing, their comb have uniformly grown, and that shows that when they begin laying, their percentages are going to keep on increasing because, as you can see, their growth is uniform. Their combs almost are at the same height. Yeah, you can. At 2 p.m., we give our last portion of feed. It helps these birds to continue being active. It stops them from being idle. For example, if you give the whole feed that you're supposed to give in a day, means that they will feed and you will find that at around 2 they have completed all the feed, and then in the evening hours they will be idle. That is when they develop habits like cannibalism and then also pecking. So to avoid that, we give the feeds at the last portion at around 2 p.m. In that the whole evening these chicken are busy eating instead of developing these funny and dangerous habits. So you find that they are active throughout the day. And then most of the afternoon time we are free. For example, after putting the feed, we again collect the eggs. And after that time of collecting the eggs, we again collect the last time in the evening at around 6 p.m. And at that time, we are removing the drinkers and we then move them out for washing, because every day we wash these drinkers and we wash them with the disinfectant and liquid soap. Or if at all you don't have liquid soap, you can use soap. But each and every day we wash these drinkers and we move them out at 6, because we believe at 6 all these birds have stopped drinking. Most of the birds have stopped drinking. So that is why we remove the drinkers and we move them out at that time. For example, today we have another activity which we are going to do today. We are going to trap the rats. Remember, I told you at the farm you should continuously trap these rats, because you will never fail to have rats at the farm. And if you do not keep on reducing this population of the rats, you will find that they will develop a habit of eating the chicken. And I'm telling you, you will lose birds, many birds. You can even close the farm if at all these rats start eating your chicken. What happens if you don't reduce the population? The wild rat is going to come and then mix with these normal rats, and it will teach them how to eat the chicken. By the way, these rats even eat the eggs, and it has ever happened to me here at the farm. I didn't mind a lot about the rats, and then the rats population kept on growing, increasing, and then before we knew it, they started eating this chicken. And I'm telling you, I spent a lot of money to stop that thing, because I had to kill all that generation of the rats, because that generation which has learned a habit of eating the rats, you have to eliminate all of it without even leaving one rat, because if you leave one rat, it will again teach the rest of the rats to eat the chicken, and it is so hard to eliminate that generation. So to avoid that, you have to make sure that you keep on trapping. At least make sure that once in a month, trap and kill these rats to avoid the population from increasing. So today evening, we are trapping the rats, and what we did here, we developed, we put our side we put our sights in the chicken house. So that is where we are going to be putting our poison. And by tomorrow, we shall be having dead rats around our farm. And then that is another job of cleaning and disposing them of. So another thing that we do in the evening, number one, we clean the drinkers. And then at 6 p.m., we switch on the light. Lights, they help to stimulate production. So in the evening, we give them, and apart from the sunlight, we give them extra hours of light. So we switch on the light from 6 p.m. up to 9 p.m. So when it reaches 9 in the night, we switch off the light. And during the time when the lights are on, it helps the birds, because some birds continue feeding. So if at all there was some remaining feed, at that time help these birds to complete their feed. And when the birds complete their feed, it means that the following day they will give you the eggs. At night, we switch off the lights and then allow these birds to rest. Yeah, and at night we find that all these birds are compiled in one, they converge in one place and then they sleep until the next morning at 5, and that is when our next day begins. Thank you so much for watching me. If at all you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell in that you never miss on any upload. Thank you so much for watching me. Let me see you in my next video.